welcome to TB Collects. This is Tyler, and today I have another new comic book day haul as well as a pretty big back issue haul. I went to a store that I don't normally go to, but they have a huge 50-cent bin. They have bins, they have a bunch of dollar bins, they have a ton of 25-cent bins even, and I just went through the 50-cent bins and found a ton of really cool stuff. So gonna jump in first with the new comic books. Not too many this week. My I don't know how it is for you guys, but my LCS hasn't had supplies, backing boards, and they have some bags, but they haven't had backing boards for 2 weeks now. They have like Golden and Magazine, which don't need for current comics, and I typically use silver boards and the regular size bags because I like the way those work for me, and they just haven't had anything for the last 2 weeks. So I have completely used up my supplies. So a couple of these are going to be no bag and board yet, like this Batman Black and White #2. Absolutely love these. The art in them is fantastic. The stories are great. It's really, I'm really excited every time these come out, and this is a great one as well. The first one was amazing, and this one was really good too. So I already read this one. Great. Next up, I have Haha #1. This isn't a new release this week, but I didn't pick it up before. My LCS still has a ton of these, and I know that there's a little bit of hype on this book, so I kind of just wanted to pick one up just to see. I want to get into Ice Cream Man, and I haven't yet, but I figured, you know, while I can still get it at cover price, I'm going to grab one of these. So if you've read it, let me know how you think it is. And this is not a new book either. The #4 came out this week, so I'm really behind on this, but I loved, I read Batman White Knight in the trade, and I absolutely love it. And so I'm going back to pick up the singles now. So I'm going to try and pick up all of these, but I absolutely love the look and feel of this book. The art in it is amazing. I love the story of White Knight. I haven't read this yet because, like I said, I haven't picked up the other one, so I'm going to try and pick up everything. But they still had #1, and before it becomes too hard to find, I decided to pick it up. This one, Star Wars High Republic #1, this is the second printing. I didn't have it on my pull list, and I'm not a huge Marvel guy, but I do love Star Wars, and so I'm trying to get into more Star Wars stuff. So I had them put this on my pull list, the second printing, and so I was able to get one this week. I did read it. I enjoyed it. It's a pretty cool story, and there's introducing Keeve Trennis. So I'm excited to see where this story goes, and I'll probably be putting this series on my pull list because I did enjoy the first issue. And next up, again, this is not a new book, but Strange Adventures #3. I think #8 came out this week, or 7 or 8. I can't remember, but I read 1 and 2 and picked those up, and I absolutely love it. So I'm working my way back up to get them all. I just, you know, picking them up 1 and 2 at a time. So #3, haven't read this yet, but I absolutely love #1 and #2. So I'm going to keep picking these up. And finally, for new comic books, we have Usagi Yojimbo, Wanderer's Road #3. These are pretty cool. They're all Peach Momoko covers for the A covers, and this is on my pull list. So I'm going to wait until I get about 6 of these and then try and binge it for a good afternoon read or something. So then next up, we have, these were just at my LCS, they have a separate area for some discounted back issues that isn't in their main back issue bins. It's near their dollar books, but I found Black Science #1. I said this before, but Remender is my favorite. I haven't read the series at all, and this was a white variant cover that they had in there, and it was like $4, so I had to pick it up. I'm excited because I've read, you know, the synopsis for this series, and it seems exactly like what I want to read. So I was really excited to get this #1. And then in that same vein, I have started reading Descender. And Descender is a Jeff Lemire book from Image. This I got through a Humble bundle. I think, I don't know, it was probably back in November or December. Image did a Humble bundle, and for like $20, you got like, it was something insane. There was like 70 books, 70 trades worth of digital. And so in that, the whole run of Descender was in it, and the first book of Ascender. And I wasn't really too sure about it because I had read one or two other trades of Jeff Lemire, and I wasn't super big on it. And then I started reading this, and I absolutely love this story. So now I'm going back and picking up the singles, and I was glad to find this number one, and I think it was $5. So I'm pretty excited about that. I had already found 2 through 5 in like dollar bins, and so I picked up one right here and then number 6. So I'm excited to get this run. I'm going to try and put it together. Next up, found another Futurama. Just finding these 1, 2 at a time, randomly at LCS, and I found a 56, and this one is like perfect condition. It was great, and it was like $4. So excited about that one. Next up, we got some Batman, number 23 from the New 52. Still working my way through this New 52 run and making some good progress. That's one of my goals for this year, is to get the whole run so I can sit down and read the entire run. And I got number 30. This cover is pretty sweet, even though it's really simple, but it's got the 75 years of Batman, little logo in the bottom corner. And again, this one was in absolutely perfect condition. Looks like it's never been read. As well as the regular Batman title, I am picking up some of the other New 52 Batman titles. And so I found Batman and Robin number 2. I've heard this is a really good story, and I want to try and pick this up and be able to read it. And in the same way, I found Batman Superman number 1 from the New 52. I am not honestly a Superman fan, but I figure I would give this run a shot and see how good it is, and try and get more into Superman. I figure if I'm reading a Batman Superman, then maybe I'll like Superman more. But I found number 1, number 2, and I do like this art. This is Jay Lee. I've heard of the artist, but I don't think I've read anything of theirs. So I'm excited to read these, and I love the art on the covers. And then I found number 16. Which this looks like a Jim Lee cover, which it may be. I'm not too sure, but it looks very Jim Lee to me. So I was excited about these. Now next, I have this huge haul that I was saying that I went to the 50 cent bins and found a bunch of cool stuff. So we're gonna start out here with Aquaman number 1 from the new, or from Rebirth. I am honestly don't know a ton about Aquaman, but figured, hey, get number 1 and for 50 cents, and I'll pick it up and start reading it and try and see if I like it. But I read Justice League, so I know a little bit about Aquaman, but not the biggest fan, so I wanted to find out more. Did find a Detective 603 in the 50 cent bin. Just picking these up whenever I see them, and 50 cents is a great price. And I also found 827, which this is a really cool cover. I really like this cover. And again, these are 50 cent bin books, so they're not in the greatest condition, but I'm looking for them to read. I'm gonna readjust that so they don't all fall over. I'm looking for them to read. So I want to get these to read, and so as long as the covers aren't torn or there's huge creases in them, I'm okay with that. I found a bunch of these early Green Arrows from, I know this Mike Grell run is supposedly a good run, and this is another character that I'm trying to find out more about. So I got Green Arrow number 3 from April of '88. Number 4. Number 8, I love this cover, man, with the sled dogs, and he's just all the snow going by. This art is awesome. I love these covers. Number 20. So I found a bunch of random ones. 22, little bit of a run here. So This will take a while, 24 to fill in, but you know, 25. It's a cool cover. I think 30 was the last one I found. Yeah, 30 was the last one. So I don't know how long this run is, but you know, picking up a good chunk of those in the 50-cent bins is great. Next up, found some Green Lantern. So I found 37 from the Johns run, 38, 47, 49, and 50. So that was a pretty good haul there for in the 50-cent bins, you know. And like I said, for the most part, these were in really good condition. The only problem is this LCS puts a sticker on the back cover, and they don't bag and board these, so you know you're looking through them and they're all unbagged and unboarded, but they come in with, you know, the sticker on the back, and it's kind of a pain to take them off. But you know, like I said, for 50 cents, I'm not too worried about the back cover, honestly, as long as I can read them. So, and next we got Green Lantern Corps number 7 and number 13, and number 18. Yeah, I thought I got 3 of them. So excited to get this, and I'm getting a lot of these Green Lantern Corps. Oh, and number 25, yeah. So this is going to be another run that I think I'm going to try and have a goal to finish this year, just because I've picked up more than I thought I would in the 50-cent and dollar bins. So, and I had this on a pull list back when I first was collecting, when New 52 was coming out. So I got the first couple for sure. And this is funny because I found this Joe Kubert Presents number 2. I found number 1 in the dollar bins at the other, my main LCS, and then I found this in the 50-cent bin. So this is pretty cool. Again, I don't know anything about this, but it looks like it's a 6-part series, and it looks really cool, so I figured I'd check it out. Next, we have Justice League number 8 from the New 52, and number 38, which this cover is, of course, it's Jim Lee. So I love Jim Lee, but I just saw this and it just was like, man, I have to get this. Love this cover, and Fabric is the artist on this, and I love him. I love his 3 Jokers. That was one of my favorite artists run on a Batman run. So we're gonna jump into some pretty cool books, or at least I think they're really cool. None of these are super good finds or specs or anything like that, but I found a bunch of really cool books, I think. This one is kind of just a cool, nice condition copy that I found. It's a Who's Who update from '87 in the 50-cent bins, and it's got a cool wraparound cover on the back. There's a bunch more DC characters, and it's just got a bunch of information about the characters, and I just thought it was really cool. So nothing too special. Next, we have Aliens, number 1 of 6 from Dark Horse, and this is the first appearance of Aliens. This is like a 5th print, so it's not like anything super crazy special, but again, these were all 50-cent books, so I was pretty excited to find this in the 50-cent bin. You know, it's a number 1, it's a first appearance. Who knows if they ever make any movies? I think Marvel bought Aliens, so maybe we'll see it. And I got Aliens Genocide number 1. Nothing too special about this, but I just found like this run, and then Aliens Life and Death 1 of 4. So they were all kind of bunched together, so they must have got put in the 50-cent bin together, but it was just cool to find all these together. And I love Alien, the series, so excited to get into these. And then I found this as well, which is the Dark Horse Presents number 34. It's just an Aliens appearance. It's not like the first appearance in Dark Horse Presents of Aliens, but it was pretty cool, and I found it. I actually found 2 of them. One of them is really nice, and this one's kind of a little more beat up, but you know, again, 50 cents, can't complain. But this was the cool one. This is Dark Horse Presents number 36. So this is first appearance of Aliens vs. Predator. and I think, yeah, this is the A cover. So this is pretty cool for me just to find something, you know, kind of rare. I mean, something special in a 50 cent bin, and wouldn't you know, they had the B cover too, which is like a painted cover, which is really cool. And there's two of them. So found all these, and these were separate from those other Alien books, but you know, it's just a little exciting to find something cool like this in a 50 cent bin. So some other cool books I found was Bill and Ted's Excellent Comics #1. Again, none of these books are like any big dollar books. They're like $4 and $5 each, but hey, they're really cool to me. I was a little young for Bill and Ted's, but I did watch them when I was a little bit older, and so it's not huge nostalgia for me, but you know, a #1 like this is just old 80s goodness to me. Is, you know, I had to pick it up. I found RoboCop #1. Again, I was a little young for RoboCop, but I've watched it since I'm older, and I love sci-fi, and so you know, anytime there's a #1, I'm gonna pick it up, and I found two of those as well. So these are pretty cool books. And wouldn't you know, I found Terminator #1, first Dark Horse issue. So I believe this is the first appearance of Terminator in comics. Really cool cover. Terminator was huge when I was a kid. You know, I was born in the late 80s, so you know, Terminator was a big thing, and T2 was like the huge thing when I was growing up. So that was pretty cool to find this. This one is just kind of weird, and I love pirates. So I saw this Swords of the Swashbucklers #1 from Epic Comics, which was an imprint of Marvel. Again, not real valuable, but just a cool #1 cover, and found it in the 50 cent bin. Next up, Elric #1. I have seen Elric on like recommendations for fantasy comics, usually for like graphic novels to read and stuff, but I saw this, and it's a really cool cover and looks very Lord of the Rings, you know, fantasy. So decided to pick that up too. That was pretty cool. And again, I'm trying to get into Star Wars, and I found this one. This is Star Wars Jabba the Hutt, the Gar Sapoon Hit. And this is a #1. I don't know what the series is, but it's a Dark Horse. I don't know if it's like a one-shot, but it's pretty cool. Again, growing up in the early 90s, Star Wars was huge for me, regardless of the new movies. So, and then finally, this was a pretty cool little amalgam comic, Super Soldier, combination of Superman, and I'm assuming Captain America. Captain America's symbol's not on the front of it, but I'm guessing that's what it means. He's wearing Cap's suit. So never seen any of these, but just saw it in the bin and thought, hey, that's pretty cool. Again, as I said before, I'm not a big Marvel fan, but I saw this Spidey #1, and it just looked really cool. And I was like, you know, Spider-Man is such an intimidating collection to get into that I don't know how far I'm going to go into Spider-Man, but I do love the movies, and I grew up watching Spider-Man, the cartoon show, when I was a kid. So I do really enjoy Spider-Man. I feel intimidated, I think, at this point to jump into that. Next up, we have Mad Max Fury Road, Nux and Immortan Joe #1. After buying this, I thought this was just the #1 of Mad Max Fury Road, but I guess there's a few different ones. There's like 4 different ones, and one is Furiosa, and one, they're different names on them. I love Mad Max, and I love Fury Road. So I saw this, and I had to pick it up. So now, of course, now that I know there's 4 of them, I've got to get the other ones now, so I'm on the look for those. And then this is Trillium #1 by Jeff Lemire. Again, as I said before, I love Descender, and so I saw this one in the 50 cent bin, and I said, man, I got to pick this up. So who knows? It's #1. It may pop. This was just a cool book. Not really worth a ton, but it's got that DC Universe logo, and I know that those are highly sought after. And again, I saw the top half of this flipping through, and I was like, hey, this looks kind of cool. And I pulled it up, And then I looked at it and I was like, it's nothing that I really want. And then I looked down and saw that DC Universe logo, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll grab it. I know there are people out there that are trying to collect like every DC Universe logo, so it's just a cool book. And then finally have League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, The Tempest #1. I'm just trying to collect all these League of Extraordinary Gentlemen titles, so this was just a cool one to find, and it's in like perfect condition. And again, for 50 cents, can't complain. And finally, like I said, I don't have any comic book supplies left, so these don't have any bags and boards. But and unfortunately, I found this Doom Patrol run by Grant Morrison, or a run of his, and the place that I bought this from was not a half price books, but all these have this half price book sticker on. I tried to take one of them off and was real careful, but it just started tearing and it was going to rip the book up, so I'm going to have to leave them. It's not a big deal because, like I said, I read. That's what I want them for. So I've got number 38, number 39, number 45, number 46 with this creepy, like Alice in Wonderland cover, Cheshire Cat. There's a rabbit down there. Number 49, I think, is the last one I found. So super cool to find these for 50 cents a piece. And I found Invincible 106, 126, and 131. So picking these up as I see them, trying to put the run together. And then this is different for me. I'm not a Marvel collector, but I saw the top of this. It said Hail Hydra, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And then it was a #1, and then I saw Remender wrote it, so I decided to pick it up. I think it's like a 6-part miniseries, but I'll check it out and see if I like it. And of the Marvel movies that I've seen, and which is for the most part most of them, Guardians of the Galaxy is probably my favorite. So I decided when I saw these that maybe this would be a good spot to get in or try and learn more about. So I found Rocket Raccoon #1 and Legendary Star-Lord #1. Just some cool books that I found in the 50-cent bins. Let me know if you guys have any cool finds from 50-cent bins, or diving and finding a bunch of cool ones like those, #1s, the Aliens books, all that stuff. I was gonna quit digging, and I kept saying, maybe I'll stop after this box, and then kept finding more cool stuff and ended up going through like 7 long boxes. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.